Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to the 3D market commentary for this week. I'm just going to put the disclaimers on the top left-hand side, so please read them, even if you need to pause the video to do so. It will give you an idea of what you can expect from these kind of videos. Now, our 3D market commentary is a video that we do every week where we talk about what is likely to be happening from a probability perspective or statistics perspective in 5 major world markets. Now, we call it a 3D market commentary because we are looking at 3 separate elements, and we'll go into that in a second. Before I do that, just to show you different places you can go for support or help. So you've got Becky at tradictive.com. You can just about see that, I think. That's my email address. You also have here tradewithufos.com/Becky. Now that will take you to a link, which I'm not actually sure that I brought up. So let's bring it up now. So that will take you to a link, tradewithufos.com/Becky. Where from this link, you can get loads of different resources and support depending on what you need. So you can look for our apps, courses, coaching, that's general coaching, sort of group coaching. You can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like. You've got different login areas depending on what you might already have. If you scroll down, this section is extremely helpful, our live session notes. The same for all of us that place trades with Tradictive. You can come and check on, in my case, stocks, Forex, or crypto trades and keep a track of what's going on. Are they winning? Are they losing? Why would they break even? Why would we take a smaller loss or profit? And you can check in on these snapshots as well. So very helpful to learn from that area. If you scroll down, again, more information on the different platforms that you can use our apps on our own platform, Tradictive Options Planner, and a question and answer section at the bottom as well. So lots of different help and support, some of which is free. In fact, most of it is free, others paid for, but it depends what you're looking for as to what you need. So you can get it all from this link. Okay, so now moving on to our 3D market commentary. So on the left, this is an email that we send out. We send it out every day with daily information, but we are looking here weekly to give you an idea of when you get those emails, what does it mean? Now, if you don't already have a subscription to this email, if you go to tradewithufos.com/newsflash, you can sign up for it there. It's a free newsletter that you get every day that has all this information on. We do the video once a week to explain what you can look at with this email and what it means and where we get that information from. So we call it a 3D approach because we're looking at 3 different elements. The first one is what we call market climate. Now, market climate is essentially what's the likely upcoming direction. Is that market likely to go upwards? Is it likely to go downwards? Or is it not really likely to go in either direction? We use an app to help us determine this. We use an app called AutoClimate, which is what we see down here. AutoClimate tells us, with the different colored dots that we see, where the probabilities lie. And I'll show you what that means as we go through each market one by one. We then will look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO in this case stands for unfilled orders and means where do we have buyers that are waiting to buy that could push the price up, and where do we have sellers that are waiting to sell that could push the price down. Again, we use an app to help us. In this case, it's called Auto UFOs. And here we see these little red UFO icon things with lines that go to the right-hand side, and we've got numbers highlighted in red. Those show us where sellers are. With the green UFOs, little icons here, again, green lines that go to the right and numbers on the right-hand side, those are where buyers are. So we'll look at that per market as well. Then we'll look at market volatility, which is essentially how quickly we expect those markets to move. So we will start with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks. And we'll scroll down here and we'll start here. So with the S&P 500, we have a thick red dot on our AutoClimate. Ignore the lines. The thick red dot tells us probability is downwards. Okay, so probability down on the S&P on a daily chart. Each of the markets we're looking at a daily time frame. So S&P 500 daily time frame, probability down. We do have sellers here, between 38.20 to 37.34. And we have buyers down here between 34.80 and 33.19. At the moment, we're kind of in between them, slightly closer to the sellers. So overall, probability there to the downside for the time being with the S&P 500. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year on this market by 32.94%. So that means in a day, up or down of 75.56 points. In a week, up or down of 166.33 points. And in a month, 346.24 points. So that's what we would expect in terms of movement up or down in those given periods of time. So that's the S&P 500. Now moving on to the next market, which is crude oil. Now, just to highlight here, it says about educating yourself. We do different courses. We do provide different courses on different subject matters. So we have courses in futures, stocks, Forex, crypto will be coming very soon, back testing, trading plans, and psychology. They're all very affordable, and most of them come with free access to the apps for either a month or 3 months, depending on which course you look at. So check that out. And if you go to the link that's on the page now, tradewithufos.com/courses, you'll be able to check that out and see which ones come with the free apps as well. Now, you can get the apps just by themselves. You can go to tradewithufos.com/apps and just get the apps. AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms. You can use it on anyway. AutoClimate is a monthly subscription, and again, depends on the platform as to how much that costs. Most of the time, it is cheaper to get a course and get a few months access for free to the Auto UFOs than it would be to just use the Auto UFOs for that period of time. So check out what would work best for you. Have a look on the website there and see what works out better for what you need. Okay, back to crude oil. So we have a thick blue dot. Again, ignore the lines. Thick blue dot, probability upwards here on oil. We have buyers below us here between 89.07 to 85.42. And we have sellers up here to 105.24 to 100.89. So far, we are slightly closer to the buyers, quite a bit of room before we get to the sellers. Overall, probability there to the upside. Now, we would expect in 1 year, the oil would move up or down by 53.64%. What that means is in 1 day, a movement up or down of 3.12 points. In a week would be 6.87 points. And in a month, 14.3 points. So that is crude oil. Moving on now to the next market, which will be gold. Let's load this. Okay, and if I just scroll this down a little bit here, just to highlight here about coaching and support. Now, I'll put up the link on the screen. It's tradewithufos.com/coaching. We do sessions multiple times a week where we are trading in these markets, futures, Forex, stocks, options as well. And we're explaining what we're doing whilst we're doing it. So if you want to join us in those rooms and have access to live videos and extra resources, you can join us through that link that's on the screen. If not, we do provide a lot of those videos for free via YouTube, Facebook, social media in general, that they are the recorded versions. And you can get those by going to our link tree, which is currently on the screen. I'll leave that on there for a bit so you've got that as reference. Okay, so gold. Gold, we have a thin blue dot. When it's a thin dot, it doesn't matter what color it is. If it's a thin dot, that tells us not enough probability in either direction, best to keep away. Now, saying that, we've literally just hit buyers. Those buyers are here between 1684.4 to 1649.3. I'm looking at the wrong number there. So we have buyers here. Buyers likely push price up. So wouldn't be surprised to see price move up from here, having just hit a bunch of buyers. Currently, though, we don't have enough probability to really want to take that trade. So we'll have to see what happens. Now, we have sellers up here that have just recently pushed price down. That's what sellers do. Price came up, hit the sellers, was pushed down. Moved back in, hit the sellers, was pushed down. They are between 1757.9 to 1731.4. Obviously, a little way to get back up to those. Overall, nothing to do here with gold, but keep an eye on what happens with these buyers. If they start to push price up and we get confirmation to the upside, then we can take a trade from there, but we'll see. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 19.66 points. So in a day, 20.88 points. Sorry, the yearly move is 19.66%. So in a day, 20.88 points. In a week, 45.97 points. And in a month, 95.7 points. So that is gold. Okay, so the next market will be the US dollar. Now, just to highlight this, and this is something we're particularly excited about, which you'll see on the bottom here. We have recently brought out a Forex trading book. It will be the first of a series of books which explains our methodology, gives you information on the Forex markets themselves, how we trade them, risk management, all those kind of things. Jose and I wrote this together, and it's actually been designated #1 new release in 3 different categories. So we're pretty excited about that. It starts at $3.88 on Amazon or Kindles. You can also get it paperback as well, which is more if you get it paperback. The ebook ones are much cheaper. You can get them all over the world. So please do check that out if you're interested in the Forex markets. This is a great place to get all of that knowledge for not very much money all in one place. Okay, so back to the US dollar. US dollar, we have thick blue dot, probability upwards. We have sellers that we're about to hit, very, very close to hitting. They are between 114.745 to 113.26. So wouldn't be surprised to see if price hits these sellers for the sellers to push them down. So what we have at the moment is a fight going on. We've got probability up from the climate, so pushing upwards. We've got sellers that we're about to hit, which will push downwards. Which of those two sides will win? Couldn't tell you. Nobody knows. All we can do is go by the statistics and the probabilities. If we have counteracting probabilities, do nothing. There is no need to. You would be guessing if you were to pick a side. Now, we do have buyers down here, but they're quite far away. They are between 109.995 to 109.075. And again, price came into these buyers, hit them here, and was pushed up. Buyers push price up most of the time. Sellers push price down most of the time. That's why we want to know where they are. That's why we use this app to help. So for the time being with the US dollar, conflicting messages, best to do nothing on a daily chart at least. So the next market is bakkt Bitcoin, which is the last of our markets that we'll look at. There we go. So with bakkt Bitcoin, again, if I squish this down, thick red dot, probability downwards. We also have sellers very close by, between 20,765 to 19,835. Now we have buyers quite a way down here at 14,347.5 to 13,027.5. Now, overall then, probability to the downside for bakkt Bitcoin, and we'd expect in a year movement of 71.18%. So in a day, that's bang on 871 points. In a week would be bang on 1,917.42 points. And in a month, 3,991.43 points. So that's each of our 5 markets. For each of the markets, we've looked at market climate, using auto climate to figure out where the probabilities lie. We've looked at buy and sell UFOs to find out where buyers and sellers are. And then we've looked at volatility to figure out how quickly we can expect those markets to move. So the last thing there to be aware of is our weekly economic calendar. We get this from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news because we want to know which scheduled news reports are likely to have an impact on the markets that we trade and increase volatility. So today being October the 10th, we've got in the States and in Canada, Thanksgiving and Columbus Days respectively, or Columbus Days and Thanksgiving Day respectively. So unlikely to see much movement in the markets in those countries. Tomorrow, we've got some news coming out early hours this is all Eastern time, that might affect the British pound or British markets. Later on in the day, Swiss franc or Swiss markets. Later on again, British pound. Later on again, the euro. It's a Spanish national day, so likely to see less movement. Through into Wednesday, we've got news that looks like Argentina. I want to say Chile. I'm looking at the could be Cuba. I'm looking at the flag there. I've got the wrong, perhaps the wrong thing. Mexico as well, euro and the US dollar. Into Thursday, euro or European markets, US dollar and US markets. And into Friday, Chinese markets and US markets. So if you trade in any of those countries or if you trade any of those currencies, be aware that we will have high impact news coming up on those particular markets this week. Okay, so this just leaves me to say, if you need any help, you can email me. I'm always happy to help by email. My email address is becky@tradictive.com. Also have tradewithufos.com/Becky, where you can check out some free resources like the live session notes that help. Got a question and answer section at the bottom. Got some information on apps and platforms, some of which are free. And then you can also check out our courses and coaching from here as well. So I will wish you a great trading week ahead. We will see you again next week and take care. Bye-bye.